Hey, we're live. We got Johnny Bulldog today back again. We're going to talk about prison before, after. Hey, right after this little jingle. Hey, we're back. We're live. All right. So, federal prison talk, guys. We don't always talk about. We could talk about grapefruits. I really don't care, man. But we are. Anyways, this is Johnny Bulldog.
So I was thinking, Sean.
Yeah. Did it hurt when you were thinking? No, just kidding.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it really does. So I was thinking, if you want, we could get into the whole preparing to go, because that's kind of how I found you to begin with.
Yeah, I get calls all the all
preparing
the time.
yourself to go.
Yeah, I got 3 people call me this week that I've been watching your channel, and and then they tell me what's going on. Yeah, I put in.
It was because it was definitely.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's definitely different. No, it's okay. I had gone to state prison in my 20s, but it really didn't prepare me for the feds, because it's a whole different world. I guess I was a little nervous of the unknown, and you hear all the stories about the federal prison system, how bad it is, and all that stuff. And both your experience and my experience weren't that. We obviously went to you went to a camp, I went to a low, and it's a lot different. It's a lot different than what you hear.
There's 5 levels. The 5th one's a supermax. Don't really count that. But the other 4, man, the first 2 levels are easy. The thirds, I can get by. That 4th one scares me to death.
Yeah, no doubt. And I didn't actually learn about like the penitentiary and even the mediums. Some of the mediums I've heard are really bad.
Yeah,
but
some are really
I
bad.
had no idea how bad they actually were. Yeah, no doubt. But for anybody that I see somebody just got 60 months in self-surrender, that's actually not too bad.
That's not too bad at all. That's not too bad at all. Oh, man, yeah. So it sounds bad. That's 5 years. I had 52 months.
Yeah, absolutely.
8 months left. I got out in 26 months. You can get out in halftime, and we can tell you that later. Go on, Johnny.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna add to that a little bit. Yeah, like if you're not looking at a whole lot of time, and like if you can get the self-surrender, and do a lot of research before you go in. There's a lot of good information out there. Sean has a lot of good information on some of his older videos, and there's some others out there too.
There's programs.
I found
yeah, go on.
No, I was gonna say the RDAP. I mean, I didn't get to experience the RDAP because I didn't have enough time inside at that point. But I've definitely heard. Yeah, I know, right? I've definitely heard good things about it, and I know you went through the whole program with RDAP. But
I did want to
read up on the First Step Act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The First Step Act's even better now. They're giving people 2 years off their sentence. Not even it used to be. You can exchange for halfway house or home confinement. Now they'll give you a whole year off your sentence and another year home confinement or halfway house. I heard this straight from Mitchell Anderson, who runs the federal halfway house here in Albuquerque. We talk a lot, and I heard it straight from his mouth, and he got it straight from people getting released from prison. They go through thousands of people every year, so it's very true.
Yeah, no doubt. So what I found was
and ATL, I'm going to get to your last question here in a minute. Go on, Johnny.
I was going to say what I found was so before I went in, let me think about where I was heading with that. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the comments. What were we talking about prior to that?
We were talking about Self-surrender, First Step Act.
Oh yeah, grapefruit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. The first step. So when I got there, they were just starting to implement the automated update system. So when I first walked in, they were like, we don't know anything about the calculations, this, that, and the other thing. So I immediately signed up for programming, which made me eligible. So by the time they automated everything and we got our calculations, I had already had some time in. So I started getting all that time retro back to when I first signed up for my program. I didn't even go to the program yet, but they had signed me up and got me the credit. So I got my 15 days a month. And then also when you go to the halfway house, you continue to get your time. So your release date, like your out date will still move while you're in you're still technically in custody.
Oh yeah, with me, they just started the First Step Act. So I got to the halfway house, they took it off the back end. So I was supposed to be there for 6 months. They said,
that's what they did.
You're going to be here for 5 months, and then start your probation for 3 years. But so I could have got out of the prison for a month early, but it just started when I got there, and they didn't know nothing. The counselors, case managers, hey, that just came in. We don't know shit, man. We haven't been through training. Look, you're not going to get shit, okay? You're going home. You're going home soon, anyways. Don't even worry about it. It's all changed now.
Right, that's exactly what they told me, and it was funny because my original out date was September 19th of last year, and it ended up with once it was all said and done, my out date went to March 23rd or March 28th or something like that. So it actually worked out very well.
Hey,
so once I retro, it seems like it's all working pretty well now.
I did want to say to ATL, if you're here now talking to us, so you're on, you're self-surrendering, it looks like, you are going to a camp or a low. I've only met 3 people out of 800 that had to go to a medium. And when they got to the medium, they go, we don't let people check in here on their own. How the hell did you get through it? So you are going to a camp or a low, probably a camp, maybe I'm thinking, but I want to tell you, your life's not over. You're going to get through this. It's like going to a high school in a bad part of town or something, but it's not prison that you see in Hollywood. Your life's not over. It's actually, you get to reset it, restart it. You get a second chance at life. You can look at it like that. And I just want, before we get in the 6 months, 5 years sounds like a long time. You're not going to do 5 years, even with your good time. Unless you get a cell phone, you'll probably do the whole 5 years. So don't buy a cell phone, and they're everywhere. You'll do the 5 years, okay? Don't get a cell phone. That's for
sure.
If you get caught with a cell phone.
That's for sure. Yeah, no doubt. Actually, I was in the low. I only heard of maybe 1 or 2 phones the whole time I was there in the place I was at.
We had
so I know the camps are loaded with them.
Yeah, look, because we don't have a fence, man. Like, no, we just got a sign that says out of bounds. So everybody's, hey, who's picking the drop up tonight? But they would pay a few $100 to go to the side of the road. White truck goes around the complex. So we had 4 prisons on the complex. Each one's about a quarter mile from each other. This truck, it takes 42 minutes for him at 10 miles an hour to go around. He'll usually stop and they got it scheduled down. So they got time to run out to the road. They're not allowed to lock the doors in a camp. You can go in and out any time of night. You're not supposed to be there after night. Blah, blah, blah. They got it all figured out. And people still get caught once in a while. And they caught a guy. They found 80-something cell phones one day hidden in the where the RDAP does their small group counseling in a TV room. Underneath the chairs, there are 5 or 6 cell phones underneath each chair. They were pretty mad.
Nice.
They locked us down for about a month at least. And how do you lock us down when the penitentiary's on lockdown and the FTI, and we're supposed to go over there and do the work, but we're on lockdown. So then they lifted that. It's crazy, man. John,
it's we had a camp across the street from us, and we heard a lot of it was a constant revolving door over there because they were constantly getting raided. They'd find phones, they find booze, they find all the stuff.
Yeah, real alcohol.
They kick out half the camp and then they'd fill it back up.
Yeah.
What's that?
Real alcohol. It's $140 for like a Jack Daniel 5th. I'm not saying nothing nobody knows. I'm not giving away secrets. The guards all know this, okay? They told me when I got in there. About $130 bucks, but don't let us catch you, okay?
Exactly, man. It was pretty crazy. So getting just touching on a little bit of the preparation stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
And then ATL.
Once I got designated,
I do want Johnny, if you can't answer ATL's question on 5 years, how long will I do without RDAP? And then John Jensen, he just said, he got halftime, 18 months off 36. So maybe talk about that too. I'm gonna just let you take over for a minute. I talk too much. I know. I should have a talk show. Wait, I do.
No, it's all good. Okay, so what happened? This is my situation. Everyone's situation is different. I had a lot of other factors in the background going on that dictated how much time I was going to end up doing at the end. So what happened was I had been in accounting. I think I talked about this last week when we spoke briefly, but I had done almost a year in accounting, and I'd been arraigned while I was in county for the federal charge. So by the time I got my 36-month sentence. By the time I got designated and got sent to the low, unbeknownst to me, they had given me credit for 10 months. So I had 10 months already credited, and then I got so I did about five months or so at Loretto FCI, and then I had another 5-6 months between halfway house and home confinement.
So this sounds like
again, everybody's different. Now I didn't do
attention because everything you said to the average person, they have no clue what you're talking about. These guys do. That you got I know it sucked going through the tell pretrial, but you had a great outcome. And Wayne's old friend, I want to get your question. Don't go nowhere. I like that question.
Yeah, let me see what they were saying. Like I said, Sean, I had a lot of other factors going. I kind of completed a state level drug court, sanction free, no dirty urines. I held my job. I did all the IOPs and all that stuff, and that weighed into a lot of what.
It really does, man. You could be looking at
what came down to sentencing.
You could be looking at 20 years and get a 3-year sentence, and then only do a year out of all that. And Wayne, I want to get to that. And HL, I'm wondering what kind of how you're looking at when you first heard it, when you first got in trouble. Were they telling you 10 years? Could you end up getting 5? All these guys, I know all these guys have stories, John Jensen.
Yeah, they were throwing 40 years at me.
15 years maybe in the beginning, and now you did 18 months total. I'd love for you guys. You can even call in if you want or chat, and I'd love to hear what you guys are going through. And I'm sorry, Johnny. These are just great questions. I love them.
Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, actually the next question I'll just see right here about taking a plea, whether to fight it.
Yeah.
So listen, here's my philosophy, and you might agree, Sean. When the feds got you, they got you. So it's just really a matter of negotiating what kind of deal you're going to get. It's been my experience through people that I've talked to and stuff that I've seen personally that once they offer you a plea, it's all about. I mean, you're most likely not going to go to trial and win.
And if you do,
spending all the money on the attorneys. Yeah, exactly. So if you don't take your plea and you fight them and you blow trial, they're going to smoke you. They're going to come at you with big numbers. 15, 20, 25 years. They were trying to. They were originally throwing 40 years at me.
All right, welcome to the greatest country in the world that everybody wants to come to.
Yeah, it's insane. What's their conviction rate, Sean? 99% or 98%?
98, whatever. But that's the first time they take you. So 2 years later, when they come knocking on your door and you thought you were all good and free, they're all, oh, hell no, we're back. And this time, those other charges we dropped,
right?
We undropped them. We're getting a guilty plea off you somehow, right? They have a perfect record when it comes to that. And if you don't believe me, just look at Trump. How many times they keep coming at him? They're not going to give up, okay? You are Trump in this case. Take it to trial, Mr. Trump. Good luck.
It only takes one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only takes one to stick, and and if they get you with the one, they're going to smoke you with it.
And they always got that conspiracy card, right? Always,
absolutely.
All else fails, it's a conspiracy. You're done.
Yeah, especially like with the feds, they don't if you have a drug charge, you don't even need to have drugs. They can get you a conspiracy. They have the whole ghost dope thing going on. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many different things that they will get you so many different ways, and they're dirty. You know, they play dirty. They have unlimited resources to do whatever they need to do.
It's a government. They don't play dirty.
Exactly, they're terrible. So my advice or my message, I guess, when it comes to that whole thing, is once you're arraigned, once they're going to formally charge you, it then becomes because they're not going to arraign you unless they have a pretty much an airtight case on you, and it has to be pretty serious for them to pick it up. So at that point, it becomes you got to do some damage control, and you got to start putting in motion the things that are going to help you on the other end of it.
Yeah,
so
when
that when you go to sentencing, you have this laundry list of stuff.
Yeah, you want to put a couple things in place on that deal. You want self-surrender. You want to go to a camp. You got to put all these things in play. You get to pick your prison that you want to go to. They'll work with that's easy stuff for them. So take the deal, but on these conditions, and they'll do it if they're not asking too much.
Yeah, exactly. So I was able to get. Now I had a legit documented drug problem. Went all the way back into my teens. So there was enough there was enough information through when I did my PSI that I was able to advocate for RDAP. I was able to show that I had continued to stay sober for almost for 5 years at that point, and I'd been through treatment. I'd been through the IOPs, and I had done meetings for drug court, and all that stuff. I was able to take with me, and then also having a stable place to live, having a stable job, even though you're going to prison. It's important to show that you can function in society before they lock you up.
Yeah, if you can at
so
least
that way,
do that.
when you go. Yeah, exactly. And then what do you say? Pleas for 5 years?
Plea is for 5 years.
15 years. That is.
So they've offered you 5 years. You haven't
15
signed yet. I do want to tell you, in the Feds, you get one deal and that's it. Turn it down and your history. In the States, you can go 2, 3, 4 times and finally, take the best one. You don't get to do that in the Feds. That's state. And in the state court, hire a lawyer. In the federal court, save your money because they're going to give you a real lawyer anyways, or a public defender, which there's 1 or 2 public defenders in each office. It's not like the state where they've got 82 different public defenders. They got 1 or 2 guys, and they're very good. I started with the public defender. He was the best out of the other 3 lawyers I kept getting assigned. So in the Feds, man, save your money, use it for your family. Don't hire a lawyer. There's 1 or 2 that are good, but I won't, but in the state, like O.J. Simpson, if he was doing federal time, he'd still be locked up. Okay, he would, But this is the state, man. This is the Feds. Okay, this is the major leagues, guys, and they make their own rules and hire their own referees, and oh man, it's scary shit.
Yeah, it really is. It's very overwhelming too, and it's very intimidating when you go. You stand in front of that federal, those federal courthouses, man. They're designed to make you intimidated. You know what I mean? The judge sits up real high on the bench. The courtroom's enormous. Their side's always got FBI agents, and they got DEA, and they got the prosecutors, and then the prosecutors got an assistant, and it's just like you and your lawyer in there, and that's it.
That's it, man. I used to bartend at a country club where lawyers and DAs and judges drank, right? And I hear their stories. Look, man, I'm going to give you 2. Those 2 guys who just came in on my case. I got so much anyway. If you buy this next round, I'm going to give your guy 2 instead of 5. No, John, that's right. Well, you tell him to come in. If he pleads guilty, we'll just give him probation. You're buying 3 rounds, so okay, 2 rounds, but next week you buy a round. That's how the real judicial system works in state courts. In the Feds, those guys are drinking together at the end of the day. They have guidelines and everything else. Yes, they get to know each other in the courtroom and the hallways, but it ain't like the States, man. So it's really not, man. It's major leagues.
Yeah, no, the state system out here is I don't want to say it's lenient, but I would definitely say that they give you multiple opportunities to turn yourself around and become productive, and it takes quite a lot for them to actually violate that and send you to prison. Whereas the feds, absolutely not. Once they want you, that's it. You're pretty much done.
But you can, during your pretrial, turn your life around for what it's worth and do extra things, volunteer at senior centers and, go to AA and get therapy, do extra things beyond what the normal person would do on pretrial. Because if you, I had a violation, man, I went to work, I came home, I really think, well, that's great. That's what we expected. But why should I even consider something else? You did what we want, what we expected. That's great. Good for you. You're still getting, so you got to impress that judge, and then he'll go,
exactly.
Oh, I haven't sent you that or nothing. You've done all these changes. Now they could be all bullshit. My lawyer said could have been all bullshit, but you did the actions. Okay, so actions speak louder than bullshit, right? So she goes, because you did it, I'm going to take some time off because you went and did it. Okay, you might not have meant it. You did it for the wrong reasons, but you did it. So you can change. I don't have to worry about you. I don't have to give you, 20 years and hope to God you're not going to go, keep doing the same thing. You've already made some changes. So the judge, even the hardest judge will see that, and they can do a downward spiral where they kind of, and they'll take a few years off. It's done all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to touch on too, Sean, it's different, is I know in my state, and it's probably true through most states, when you take a plea agreement at the state level, what time's on the table, what time is being offered for a guilty plea.
Yeah.
Whereas you take a plea with the feds, you're just saying I'm guilty, and you don't know what the hell's going to happen after that. The judge has the discretion to do whatever the hell they want.
My judge argued with the prosecutor and my pretrial officer and the DA because they said we might go for 72 months. No, he don't get no 52 months. And they even did a sidebar. They're yelling and screaming at you. Just, I don't care. He did all that work. That's what I heard. And then she got back. She goes, "You're complicated, Mr. Calgill, and they want 72 months." And she said, "I'm the judge here, okay?" And she even said something about this ain't no state municipal something bullshit. And because I did a lot of work, and she appreciated it. And I got like 2 years off my sentence at the even my own pretrial officer wanted me to do more time. So, because she was mad, I relapsed once,
really?
Guys. I relapsed twice in the 4 years. And the first time they let me do a program. The second time I relapsed, about a year and a half later, I put myself in a program while I had to go to sentencing court, and it pissed off the pretrial officer. The judge said, "Nope, he's going to stay in that program." And then when he's done, and then she turned against me. I relapsed twice, guys. And that's just a true fact. But I made it through a prison and probation, and all that. Nothing, So I haven't done crack now in 10 years or something. So life's good. But even if you do the hard work, I relapsed, but I still did all my volunteer stuff and fed homeless and did all this stuff. And my relapse was like for the weekend. Okay, if you're gonna go off on a 2-month bender, you're fucked. Goodbye. Okay.
Right.
Exactly. Come back to us real quick.
Yeah, they don't take that very lightly. Hey, Sean, I wanted to ask you, did you know anything about the POP program?
Don't know anything about it. I've never heard the word pop ever, other than soda pop.
Okay, so I know that so I live in New Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey.
And Jersey. So in New Jersey, they have something at the federal level. It's called POP, P-O-P. And I don't know what it stands for. I couldn't tell you. You could guess all you want. But what my attorney had told me, and she advocated for me to try and get in there. It's a federal drug court, basically. To simplify it, you have to go to wherever the district courthouse is. Mine's in Newark, New Jersey. I was supposed to go once a month. Now the only problem I had, I was eligible for it, and I was a good candidate for it, and because I had so much clean time prior, they were really trying to push me to get in. But because I had drug court and I did an inpatient treatment prior to that, they disqualified me because their philosophy was, hey, this guy already went through treatment and he's sober. Why should we put him through treatment again?
We had a similar one in San Francisco, and just like you, I qualified, but I just done a treatment program there. Well, that's kind of stupid for us to. He just did it. He should be
Exactly.
good. You know, but I want to do that instead of prison. They're all great, but you know, I get it. And I think each district has their own version of it. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I know it was a pilot program when I was getting sentenced 2 years ago. But it's I don't know what the status of it now or how successful it was. I knew it was really new when I first said, but it's something that you can inquire about. Whatever state you're in, see if there's anything that they offer for it. You know, it might work out, it might not. I don't know. But John, it's a good option to.
Speaking of, there's a new pilot program for people on probation where you can get after 1 year, they'll take you off probation. After this 1 year program you do, they'll squash your probation, and it's like a drug outreach type of court, and it's meant for the people that are prone to violate, okay, or even have violated.
Right.
It's a brand new pilot program. Mitchell Anderson, he's the director of the Federal Halfway House here in Albuquerque, and a good guy. Getting to know him pretty good. He's been on the show. He sent me all the information on that. And this guy goes out of his way to help people coming out of prison if they're worth it to make it in the world. He's helping them out with jobs and everything else. And the same day he'll send 3 other guys to prison that we're already going to go. But he won't tolerate bullshit.
Right.
But if you're a good guy, he'll help you, man. That's rare to find. Although I'm finding more and more people that actually, kind of take your side, but you got to want to change,
Absolutely. Yeah. They can sniff out the bullshit too. Like they know, they'll know by your actions what you're all about. They can sniff it out pretty good. They'll dig in and look. Your pretrial officer or people of that nature will find out what you're doing. They'll look at your history. They'll look at what you're doing now. They'll look at the changes that you made. They'll talk to you and try to figure out what you have going forward.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff for me is positive. What was that?
Saying hi to Katie down there. We talk on the phone a lot, and she's coming on the show. Like hopefully tomorrow. You don't want to miss this one, guys. But I'll tell you more in a minute.
Okay, cool.
But along those lines that you were talking about, I lost my place. Sorry, I forgot now.
We were just talking about advocating and the programs prior.
Yeah. I just had a brain freeze. I thought. So multi-thinking is not always my best one. I already have a million two thoughts going on as it is in my head. I could imagine you guys on pretrial. How many times do you Google yourself, other people? How many times do you get out pen and paper? Well, if minus the halfway half time and the good time and your first step back, how many times a day do you do the math, guys? I want to answer that question. How many times a day do you write down the math on how much time you're going to get if it all goes this way? And how many different plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, what the worst don't get? How many times a day do you guys do that? And how much sleep do you lose every night? Because that's what happened to me on pretrial. You remember that, Johnny?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, I sure do. And not only that, but my attorney didn't have all the facts either.
What's that?
My attorney didn't have all the facts either because she told me, okay, so it's a year off of RDAP, but if you have 30 months or less and get RDAP.
We got a guy I did time with. He just called in. Larry, you're on the air.
Yo, what's going on?
Well, you're on the show right now, and we're talking about pretrial. So I stopped.
Yeah, pretrial sucks.
This is Larry, guys. He did time with me in prison, and we're still friends today, like 4 years later.
I've known Sean
Nice.
2017 since I went to Florence, Colorado, and did Fed time and at the FCI camp, and it sucks. Pretrial. I was on pretrial for a year.
That's a year. He's
Year,
your lightweight. That's all. I know it's a long time, and it is a long time.
A long time of not
5 years for me.
You find out.
Yeah.
I have to say, pretrial was actually worse than incarceration.
I said it all. You're right. You're so right.
I agree.
Dude, I freaking
I agree 100%.
the actual prison time was easier than not knowing what was going to happen. That was so much worse.
Yeah. I got you kind
Hey,
of
Sean, I got a question
Yeah,
for you.
Yeah.
Since we're on the show, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, it better be. We're also friends, guys. I don't know about this guy. Yeah, you can.
What does Crow Hog stand for?
Crow hog?
Yeah.
Crow hog. Is that like Crow Magnum?
Carrying.
Okay.
Remember in RDAP, it was carrying responsibility, open-mindedness, gratitude. What?
I do remember that. There's a chapter looking forward, I think. Yes.
Do you remember what it stood for?
Well, you were just telling me, but no, I don't.
Oh, Mosers.
And
All right, well, everybody on the show.
Started that on Monday night, but when I started, we didn't do that chapter yet. That's coming up in 2 weeks. But I remember the picture of the crow hog. It was half crow, half hog. Like, when pigs fly, it looked kind of like that. I do remember the picture.
Yeah, well, what do you call it? When you know what the definition is, let me know, okay?
I got all the books. I can go in my closet and get them. So, or I can Google it.
I got to go, Sean. Good luck, everybody on the show. Call Federal Prison Talk. He'll help you out.
So will Larry. I still give out your number, Larry, if people need your help?
Yeah, you can. Bye.
Okay. Ask for Larry's number, guys. I'll do it. Thanks, man. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. Because he's a good guy. I got 7 friends I get time with, all live here in Albuquerque. We all talk to each other all the time. I work with 4 of them. Life is so much better now after prison, guys. So much better. And I turned 60 next month, and my life's never been better because of prison. And I'm just making that up. I'm telling you, man. It's my do-over. I got to reset. I got to do all that shit I fucked up in all my whole life. When I got to prison, I got to just, I got to work it out, make a plan, and stick with it. And I got to do everything right this time. I still fuck up here and there, but nothing like I did before. My fuck ups now are, running a red light or something, but nothing like, man. Prison's gonna do you guys a favor. You don't see it now. Somebody told me that before I went to prison. I wanted to beat the hell out of the guy. He said, you're gonna get 4 years to go, like, get your life straight and get clean and sober and do everything right. You're lucky, because I was complaining to some guy at an AA meeting had been to federal prison. I went up to him after, and I thought he was going, "Oh, I understand. Let me hold your hand. Let me hug you. It's gonna be all right." He said, "No." He said, "You're not complaining because you get to have 4 years of no fucking drama on the outside, no pills, no nothing to work on yourself and change it." He said, "Fuck you. I'm not gonna fucking hug you." You know what I mean? And I now I get it. I understand now. I hate that. I pissed me off that day, and I needed that. I hope I pissed you off by telling you that, whoever you are.
It's hard to see it when you're on the front side of it.
I don't think.
But I agree with you 100%, Sean. You can't see it because you don't know. And you can talk to. I talked to you several times before I went in, and I spent, countless hours, doing research, talking to people, just trying to gather up as much possible information as I possibly can to figure out what was ahead for me. When I went to prison in my 20s, it was different. I was younger. I was in shape. I didn't give a fuck. I had no, I really didn't have much going on. So it was like a vacation. You know what I mean? But now that, when I was 40, I don't know, whatever it was, I don't even know. I was 40, 44, 45. When all this, this giant mess started, my life was in complete chaos. I had no idea what was ahead of me. I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life in prison. I really did.
Actually,
but,
you were already
things will be okay.
You were already in prison before you even met the feds. Your life was in prison. If what I mean, philosophically speaking.
Absolutely, yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And I was a drug dealer. I was living that life. I was making the money. I was doing all the stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I had all these people around me. I thought I was
Yeah,
I knew
in
the back
yeah,
of my
all
head,
the
I knew.
women at your feet, the guys kissing their ass, they guts are back, all that shit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the money, the cars, the houses, flying all over the country and doing all the stuff. And, my life, looking back, my life was complete chaos, for a long time. And but yeah, I got a chance to go in, even though I did a short period of time. But I mean, between the year in the county and the time in the actual feds, I mean, I had a chance to reset my life. I had a chance to evaluate all the things that I had going on.
The powers
And
that
you know,
be up
I
there in the
exposed a lot of my
universe,
characters.
that was the powers that be in the universe decided that's a good number for you. That's going to work. Some people need the 20 years. You didn't need the 20 years, you know?
No, I really didn't. I mean, I feel like, I mean, honestly, I probably deserve to go to prison for what I did.
I know I did.
For whatever time period that may have been.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. I did something wrong. I needed to be punished for it. But however, when I got sentenced, the day I got sentenced, I feel like I could have walked out of that courtroom with probation and continued on the same path that I'm on right now.
You feel it, but I think
because I was done with it.
I know you say that, and I thought, but I think you actually
Yeah.
you need to go into the prison for a minute, even though you're not really. Yeah, I think you do. I know, but I know you mean. I know.
No,
you
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I mean, there definitely had to be repercussions for what I did.
Yeah. And see, I think the judge.
However, did I need to spend?
When the judge sends you, he give you a little talk right before he does it, and I think they actually know this, and we're like, you couldn't even understand, Your Honor. I think they do. You know.
To be perfectly honest with you, Sean, I feel like my judge, he knew my case. He knew me. I felt like he had a really good grasp on the person that I was at the standing in front of him that day. Even though the picture painted by the prosecutor and the PSI had all this stuff that I had done and all this stuff, but even the prosecutor said to the judge that he felt that this was just a real blip. It was a blip in the timeline of my life. That it was a short, a very short period of my life that could be fixed, and that I was heading in that direction. So the judge actually quoted my character letters that I submitted. He quoted out of each letter an excerpt or a couple sentences or a paragraph that people wrote, and he said, honestly, I feel like I agree with the prosecutor, and this this all ties into all the stuff that I had done prior. You know what I mean? He said, unfortunately, the severity of your crime, you need to go to prison. I have to sentence you to prison.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Like when you're,
I took that, I accepted that.
Yeah. I was telling Katie, I'm gonna get to your quotes too, just the other day. Like she's just took in her deal and all, sentence and all this. And I said, well, this is where the movie gets good because it's your movie. You're the director, the producer, the star, the writer, and they've been watching all this boring shit in your life. Oh, you guys, but now it gets good because it's gonna have a happy ending, man. If you let it have a happy ending.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I'm at a point in my life now where I'm a heavy equipment operator by trade. I've been doing it my entire life, but I have this this reoccurring feeling that I want to do something for people like myself, that to show them that your life isn't over. You're gonna do this little bit, this little bit that you're gonna do, 5 years. I'm not talking about guys that are getting 25, 30, 40 years. That's a whole different ballgame.
I know, and that's Charles Manson
like
category. That's kind of out of my league.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see somebody, if you want to get some information on what goes on for the people that get a lot of time, go listen to guys like Chad Marks,
Harvey Talks,
JD DeLay, or
Harvey Talks Prison on
what's
YouTube.
that?
Harvey Talks Prison. He did 30 years in Missouri State Prison for murdering his little brother's bully. Okay, but he's still got a prison channel. He's been on mine a lot. Harvey Talks Prison. That guy is like, wow. You come through all that, and he's like, that guy. I mean, I would, he's welcome to stay in my house rent free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, the penitentiary. If you're looking at that, we're not the guys you want to talk to probably about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
White collar guys, nonviolent.
Yeah, you might
What's
want
that?
20. There's a lot of guys with other channels I would recommend too. Yeah, like I can admit that I'm penitentiary stuff and all that game stuff. Sorry, guys. That's just I would recommend lockdown 24/7. Just I don't know about Wes Watson, but maybe but there's an Uncle Larry guy. He's still. Who do you recommend for those channels with the big guys, the big guns?
So I listen to a lot of prison content, and I vary it. So one of my go-tos is Locked In with Ian Dick.
Okay.
He was a nightclub owner guy. Yeah, he's got a great show. He has a lot of people on from both sides of it. He has people that were in prison, people that weren't in prison but had real serious addiction problems. But he has a really good message. I listen to Chad Marks, Blood on the Razor Wire.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal.
He's got too many. But Chad, I do. If you ever watch me, Chad, I do thumbs up. Okay. Hopefully one day.
Yeah, Chad's got a great channel. I listen to so I've been listening to the Connect with Johnny Mitchell. He's pretty good. And then there's other one, a lot of other ones I've thrown in. I've listened to Lockdown 23-1.
Yeah, that's the one I yeah.
Oh, is that what you meant? Yeah, that's a good show too. It's a very good show.
I've had 10 different channels on my channel once. There's Vegas prison stories. There's Angie Talks Prison, and then there's Fed Phoenix. Those are two ladies. They came on my show before they went in. They've all done their time, everything out now. They're helping a lot of women. So Angie Talks Prison and Fed Phoenix, those two ladies, they got they're booming, man. They are success stories. They're still good friends of mine. And Angie, they're all coming on in the next week. So, but yeah, there's a lot of channels, little ones that don't get mentioned. So they're out there.
Yeah,
I didn't want to mention this Wayne's old
those
friend.
are the big ones. What was that?
I did want to answer Wayne's question, and I want to get on the Katie stuff. And do you have an answer for Wayne there? How many years do you guys think Sam Bankman-Fried will get? His PSR said he should get 100. I never heard of the guy. So have you? I don't know who he is.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy with the crypto stuff. I think is that him? I believe that's him.
Well,
I don't know much about the case. So I think he had some kind of big scam thing going on, but it's all white collar. I mean, there was a lot of money involved. I think it was like, I don't know, umpteen millions of dollars.
A lot of CEOs think
they're looking for 100 years. I think
a lot of CEOs in the prison think white collars are the worst criminals, and they would treat you worse than somebody who murdered kids. They really do. They think because they have their reasons.
Yeah,
I've
seen that.
I don't know, man. I just I'm uneducated to answer that question. I'm sorry.
If the PSR is saying 100 years, I'd say he's probably going to get 15 years at least.
Could be, I know a life sentence is 30 years in the Fed, and so if they give you a life sentence, you get out in 30 years, and you get the good time, and I don't think you get the good time. But I think it First Step Acts and all that. I've heard of people getting out in 20 years. They got a life sentence in the feds, and I think that's the best possible, outcome is 20 years when you get a life sentence. At least you get out.
Yeah, there seems to be a big movement for people getting clemency and people getting sentence reductions.
Yeah,
it seems like there's a nice push going on now for these real harsh sentencing guidelines to be looked at, and the mandatory minimums at the Fed level are absurd. So I think there's a nice push for that. It just needs, we need to get a little more traction.
Yeah.
Some people don't deserve to get out. There's people that don't deserve it.
Oh, there's people.
There's people that change their life.
I help people coming out of prison. And I work with the halfway house and get them a job and apartments. And there's some people you need to go back to prison. I'm gonna put somebody on blast that's got a YouTube channel that's a prison consultant. I don't know, 40, 50 of his clients have called me. People that was in prison. But Justin Paperny, Michael Santos, prison professors. They got great videos and information. They burned so many people. They need to go back to prison. And I hope you guys hear me. But I hate to say that, but I just got another call from a lady he burned. She keeps calling him and calling him and calling him. She only speaks Tagalog, which is Filipino. And he's telling her that if she doesn't pay him $10,000, He's going to stop her from getting into RDAP, and he's going to make sure that she never gets into RDAP in any prison she ever goes to, unless he hires her to get her into RDAP. That's bullshit. Okay? And I said it.
Wow,
So,
really?
oh, that's not the first time I've heard this thing.
Yeah.
So, and I hate this. I hate this anybody, but dude, you need to go back to prison. He's helping movie stars now. He pays a service to clean the internet so there's no dirt on him. I wish I recorded all these phone calls, but I know he's going to be pissed out if he hears this come after me. I'll take the chance to save somebody getting scammed by him.
Yeah.
They got
no
great
doubt.
information on videos. They do a great job on their videos, very informative. Do all that, but call them up yourself and see how many seconds it takes for them to ask you for money. Just saying.
Yeah, and it's not a little bit of money. They ask for a lot of money.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's pretty crazy.
Sorry, guys. I just clicked it now. So I'm gonna take care.
Hey, it needs to be said.
I'm gonna do a couple letters for her for free, no charge. This guy burned her. So I call up relatives for you, and I work with them to take all the pressure off you. I normally charge $100 a letter, and I don't do it that often because I get a real job, guys. I'm gonna take care of this lady for free. It's fucked up. Anyways, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done ranting.
Yeah, no doubt. And Sean, the information's out there. There's I was able to educate myself. I luckily came across your phone number. I got to admit, when I called you that day, I didn't expect you to even answer the phone. I was just going to leave a voicemail or shoot you a text. I hope that maybe you were busy.
I got so full and busy. So I tried to still answer the comments. I might be a week late, guys, or 2 weeks late, but I try.
Actually,
I'm doing the best I can.
I called you. You answered the phone. You answered the phone that the first couple rings, and I was like, "Whoa, that's kind of weird," And then we got to talking, and it actually worked. It all worked out. But the information's on. It's on the web. You can find it. I found it. I was able to educate myself a lot. You can you can find your own calculations. You can find out what your criteria is if you need to go to if you're going to go to a camp, if you're going to go to a low, what you need to do to take care of all.
Yeah, the BOP website, lots of information.
What's that?
The BOP website, BOP.go. If you click every little highlighted thing, it takes you to another page. It'll be an endless loop of information. So, did you guys? You just got to click and get lost.
It's all
lost in the man. John Carlisle.
And you know what else? You know what else?
He says support group for justice impact. Please join. John, how do we join you, man? I'll join you.
Yeah, what's the website?
I like that. That good for you, John. How long will I do on 60 months? Oh, we forgot to answer that without RDAP. I'm sorry we didn't get around to it. Let me do the math real quick. Without
I said
RDAP,
about 36 months, right?
Yeah. Well, let me see. You're gonna get your automatic good time, 15%, 54 days for every year. I'm gonna call it 2 months for the math. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 months off just for your good time. So that brings you down to 4 years and 2 months. And I told you earlier, if you take every program and class you can, and they're not all offered at every prison, but if you sign up for it, they still give you the credit, even if the program does not exist in their prison and will not exist as far as they know in the future, they will still give you the credit because they have to. So you can, and you're there long enough to get evaluated and everything, you can get up to 2 years off your sentence, plus those 10 months. So 2 years and 10 months minus 5 years is my answer.
Yeah, I agree.
But you're going to have to do some extra
100%.
paperwork pushing and stuff to make sure your case manager says you get all that coming to you. You may have a lazy case manager. He retired in 2 years. He just cares about his pension. Or you got a guy that's overloaded. He's got 140 inmates, and they keep changing them every week. They're coming, they're going, new ones coming in. He ain't got time to help you. He wish he could, right? You might get that guy. You maybe get somebody fresh out of college. Yep. Yes, hopefully they will help. So you're going to have to do a little pushing, but don't get in their face. This is the guy they can ruin your life too. So be sophisticated and gentle and just talk to them like go in there knowing they got 500
just
people.
And
just be yourself, man. And just ask for help, but don't demand anything, okay?
Yeah, I mean, just speak to them like you'd speak to another grown ass adult. With a little bit of respect and be polite, and ask questions in a way that's not confrontational. And you'll tend to have better luck that way. I found that I did.
And you'll find they have an open door times like 2 to 4. You've been out for the whole 2 hours, and you still haven't seen it. And then you find it, the next day. I mean, 3 days I've been standing at the door, motherfucker. Can't go in there with that attitude. Okay? I mean, you can tell them you've been waiting 3 days. You got to say it in the right way. Because you want this guy to be your friend. So you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Remember that. Okay?
That's right. Yeah, 100%. And that's your opportunity to ask questions. And if you don't understand something, my case manager, like I said last week, my experience wasn't the normal experience. I had a really good case manager that actually cared about a lot of that stuff, and she was able to look into when I first got there. Why am I not in a camp? Oh, you had a speeding ticket detainer, so you got pushed to the low. Okay, no big deal.
Yeah.
What about first step back? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I had.
What was that, Sean?
You got to take care of that stuff if you want to go to camp. I didn't pay the bridge toll for 4 different times on my little. If I'm going to prison, I ain't paying that shit. If I didn't repay it later, I had $200 a pop because it went up. I've been going to a low with all the chomos. No, we won't talk about.
Yeah,
even though I did. But
yeah, not fun. That's where I was.
Yeah. He's not a chomo, guys. We're saying that there.
Another thing, Sean, too, when after you get your designation, and I was able, I picked up the phone and I called the prison. I wanted to find out, what am I allowed to bring with me? Can I bring a watch? Can I bring my CPAP machine?
People are afraid to do that because what if they come and give me it right now? It's true. I wasn't even afraid before I went in. I don't want to call that. You weren't afraid to rob that bank and put the gun to leave. You weren't afraid to call the prison. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I called. I want to know how much money I could, bring with me. I wanted to know, can I bring my sneakers? Because some facilities let you bring your own sneakers in, some don't. There's just certain things that, and you can have your ducks in a row when you get there. It makes your transition a lot easier to get in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, when you call at different times of the day because you might get he's just getting off shift. He just came on. He's got a meeting with the other guards in 10 minutes, or he's just tired. He's hungover. Or you talk to another guard, he won't shut up, dude. Okay, I got it. Thanks, man. I don't need all that other stuff. So try different shifts. So, always get a second opinion, guys, or a third opinion. In general in life,
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to remember. I called at least.
What?
What's that?
Oh, I was trying to. You're on a delay, so sometimes I got like a 2-second delay. But John, I was reading this question. I paid them $5,000 for a narrative. He's talking about Paperny. I bet you did, and you know what? It was a template that he gets off the internet. He might have 100 different versions. He just, let's go for number 83 and send it to him. I don't know how many people he sent templates to on Character Revenue. It wouldn't even copy and paste their name on it. They had to go do that themselves. Shit, I can give you a website, do it all for free. But John, yeah, you agree. I know what he's talking about. He paid $5,000 for a personal narrative letter, which you don't really need. If you're gonna, I suggest the letter's great, but talk to the judge yourself when you get there. The letter's preparing the judge for what you're gonna say, but speak from the heart, man. No letter can do what you can do when you talk in person to that judge. Okay. And like John, I was telling John, I would have made you save that $5,000 and give it to like your family. Okay. And I would have done it for free just so you give the $5,000 to your family, man.
Give me 1 sec here, Sean.
Yeah. So John said they won't let me put up the link. John, I can make you one of those moderator things. John, I'm gonna put my email up, and if you email me it, then I'll take that email and I'll put it on the screen. Let me do that.
So John's been on pretrial here for for a year and
Okay.
gets sentenced in June. Is that the same guy that was no, that's the other guy. So John, what kind of time are they looking at?
I think he we'll go on. Let me give her a different email here. Easy one. I got a lot of emails. I got
My messages seem to double up on me.
what now?
I said I'm just responding to some of the comments, and my
Go
posts seem to
for
come
it.
up twice.
I
I don't know why.
type this in. Thanks, man. Hey, this is 2 Wednesdays in a row. We're gonna do next Wednesday too.
Yeah, we can do that. Hey, Sean, one of these times, I can go through my entire story, just to give some people a little bit more perspective. I can prepare a little bit better. I haven't been prepared the last 2 times I came on, so we've been kind of just shooting from the hip,
you know what? That makes the best content, I think. Who wants to read from a script and rehearse and that's the best way. I don't prepare. When I started this channel, the first couple, I'm writing stuff down. I got my first guess. I got all these questions. You don't need that. I mean, just talk. Just like I said, when you talk to the judge, just talk real. Be yourself. People appreciate that. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. Whoever you are comes out. If you want to, be something you're not, well, good luck with that because you probably go to prison. Though, just don't worry about it. I mean, sometimes you got to take footnotes or something. I get that in life, but for this, but anyways, there's my John, my email. Email me that. I'll check my phone here. I'll put it back on the screen because I like to put a link. And if you can't do that right now while you're watching, I'll at least put up a posting on my YouTube channel and stuff. And I want to be there. Okay. I mean, not be there. I mean, I want to join. Okay. Let me catch up on these comments now. Wow, man, this is great. I love this. I got all these comments, but I got so many. He paid him $5,000. That's where I was last. Hey, Sean. Hey, Brian. What's going on, Mr. Brian? John says, oh yeah, that's where it was. And Justin, guys, there's a lot of comments, guys. I'm trying to keep up. So, Katie, so what do they allow you to bring? Katie, I gotta show it. What can you bring? You can bring prescriptions. I can't say it in 1 minute, John, but I want to tell them what they can bring. The most important thing I say that you bring, besides your self-awareness that you're a person, a list of all your contacts, email, address, phone numbers,
yes,
you won't remember, and put your passwords and usernames and all that kind of stuff. Because when you get out on the computer, you won't remember. You'll lose your Google, everything. And also, there's a web you can call Google and let them know you're going to prison. You won't have the same phone number for the 2-step verification when you get out. You can prearrange that too. Because if you don't do it now, you'll lose all that. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, no doubt. Another thing too, Sean, as far as the contact list, bring one with you and then have one mailed in like the day you self-surrender.
Oh, yeah. Mail yourself
that
one.
Way, if you lose that.
Yeah, always mail yourself one.
Exactly.
And if you got a friend that can send it to you, but you know what? At this point, you're going to prison. The people you think are most important in your life, even your family, you just let them down because you went to prison. They're not going to be in a hurry to send you anything. Okay, it's your fault you went. It's not theirs. They didn't set you. You just let them down. You got to give them time to, man. They got to grieve over you. You pretty much, that's your funeral day. Okay. It really is. I don't care how much. Oh, you don't understand. Me and my wife love you. So you just committed suicide, and you're coming back from the dead, baby. But you just hurt them bad.
Yeah.
Now the reality, you just hit them today. I don't care how close you think you are with them. It's the worst day in their lives. If they love you, the more they loved you, the more it's going to hurt them. Okay, so you got to give them some time to grieve. They're not going to be in a hurry to send you shit. Okay. No, just saying, it's reality, man.
Yeah, that's the reality of it for sure, 100%.
Don't bring more.
Also, Sean, I brought in.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no more than $100. Just a little bit to get you started.
Yeah,
and then, have everything
you
else.
only spend like $300 a month anyway, so why do you gotta have the extra? But isn't that what you? I should ask.
Enough to get you started.
In general, in life, why do you gotta have that extra shit? Everybody wants to have more. Well, that's the American way, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's funny too. I went in with my contact list I had 2 pages of contacts. I used 3 contacts my entire time I was there.
Wow.
So
I wrote 20 letters.
I ended up talking to my mom.
Yeah, I wrote 20 letters a month, no matter what. All my money went stamps first. I wrote counselors that I was in drug rehab, so still talk to them today. All my 5th grade teacher, dad, still talk to him. He made an impact. I mean, 30 years later, hey, you might remember me. I'm going to prison. Can I have your address? And I did. All the people that meant something to me in my life, I brought in 20 of them. Every month I made that letter, and they're still in my life today. So, a lot of them didn't mail me back for 6 months. I would wait, and you know how hard it is for somebody. Do I have a pen and paper around here? A stamp. I mean, we know the post office sells them, but I tell you, I'm gonna stop at the post office and get a stamp, an envelope, and then wait, distract my whole life, put it on hold, and think about you and write a letter to you. That's when you get that letter, think what they went through to write it. Okay, now you have all those distractions taken away from you while you're in prison. That's what makes you lucky, and that's where you work on yourself. But they don't. Okay, who has 20 minutes just to think about you and write a letter? I can't text you. And when you get that letter, you hold on to that, man.
Right.
That's gold. You can show that letter off, man. And I got all my letters, man. And means something. I hold them, and I just feel the love, man. Remember how that day? Where's my box of letters? I need my box of letters. I'm crying right now just thinking about it. And letters, they're gold, man. All right, I got myself all worked up.
Where are we at over here?
I don't know. I'm crying because my people wrote me letters. Man, you don't even know, man. I mean, what Brian saying?
The mail's a big
deal. Yeah, that's what make me cry now in prison. If somebody dies, your wife leaves you, maybe they steal your honey bun. Don't cry; they're gonna shake you. But we're allowed to cry on certain occasions.
Right.
53 with 3 adult kids and a wife that I had to take to a medical stuff, and we have letters trying to get home confinement. Well, yeah, that's not. If I had a nickel for every time I heard that, no, it would be rich, but I'd be middle class,
Yeah,
it's a tough one, man. Tough one. So the judge is going to say you got all this going, and you're in front of me because you committed a crime. But to support them, they meant that much to you. That's how they look at it, man. And you're all, and then don't get angry.
Yeah, no doubt.
Don't get angry. Just get a new life. Get a new life, man. Start again. Yeah. Take your punishment and man up and this time really do shit for your family, and you'll see results. You're gonna hate me today. You probably clicked the channel off because I said that. But man, just where you look at you, just take a look at yourself, man. And I didn't do it, and hopefully, there's always a happy ending, but you get to write the script, not me. I know that's harsh.
Yeah, definitely.
That's not what you want to hear. I know.
It's all about being honest with yourself and the reality of their situation. And, if you can do that, you're that's a big step towards getting through it and getting better, but it's all about being honest, taking accountability. That's what they want to see, Pretrial hell. I don't like
Katie, that's like, yes, 100% true.
Yeah, no doubt. I think they play on that whole fear of the unknown thing because that's probably the worst part of it.
Yeah.
All the hoops you can jump through, the reporting, the drug tests, the pay stubs, that stuff's all easy, but not knowing what's going on, is the hardest part.
One day I'm going to go to prison. I don't know for how long. Could be 20 years. Maybe I'll get probation. I don't know if it's going to be next week or next year or what. I don't know anything. It changes all the time. But one day I'm going to prison. I remember my 4th year on pretrial. You ain't going to 3 years ago that happened, dude. This is your probation right now. What are you talking about? You ain't going to prison. I remember when I finally got sentenced and I had 60 days of self-surrender. I would go, hey, it's me. Remember you said I'm not going to prison? I'm going to prison. How do you let me out? And then they just said, whoa. They were, like, it didn't matter. They were going. I was, So I know what you go through, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And and for I was on pretrial for 5 years. For 4 years and 10 months, I didn't think I was going to prison. I thought for sure that I was going to get that program. I thought I was going to, my attorney's telling me, you have nothing to worry about. And then, everything, the last 2 months, everything, it flipped the script on everything. And, it wasn't because of she was just misinformed. You got to do the research on your own.
Right.
That's a big part of it too.
True.
Inform yourself.
John, I just got your email. I'm going to put that on the screen here with the address. There was a couple months I had this new lawyer that they signed me, and he's talking probation, and you qualify for this drug outreach court thing. And then 4 months later, I'm asking him about it. He goes, I never said you're getting probation. Oh, bullshit, you didn't. But, I know you got 880 people on your caseload or whatever it is. So, yeah, the lawyers... Some of these, well, I don't want to get. I want to get to the comments, but real quick, I was going to say, never get a lawyer that's been in business more than 10 years. At that time, you're just paying for a second mortgage on his country home in the summer that he rarely visits. Okay. If you hire a lawyer, and the feds, I say use give you a free lawyer, but if you hire one, don't get one that's been around 20 years. You don't care no more. It's hard to. Passion's gone, man. You don't care about it. You're just a money bank for them now. Personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. Get a fresh guy out of college.
Yeah, my
Jewish maybe, and you're freezing up.
What was that, Sean?
You froze.
I'm freezing up.
You're freezing. Your screen's freezing on you.
Now you're frozen.
Can you start over because you were freezing up?
Yeah, I was just going to say something about you were frozen too. I was just going to say something about the federal public defenders and yeah, I gotta say that's definitely the route to go.
Because I'm checking my email. Yeah.
You good?
It's my internet connection.
Oh boy. See, last week it was me with the echo. This week it's you with the internet.
Better now? Yeah, it's my internet connection. I'm turning stuff off. Hopefully that's better now.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay, all right. It's because I was copying and pasting what John sent me in my email, and it was on the screen, and here it is. So for those of you that want to, I just put it. Where'd it go? Yeah, I'll show this for a minute, and I'm going to get back to your question. That's the website, guys, and I'm putting it back in the comment box. But he's got a support group, and I'm going to make sure that I go. What days? And John, can you tell us the nights or days or the hours? When do people meet? Okay.
Huh? I can't click on it.
I don't know if you could click on it. Yeah, maybe I can redo it with the HTTPS /
No, that's all right.
Semicolon. Did I get that right?
I think I can copy it.
Okay, I'm trying to get back to where I was in the comments. CPAP, there we go. CPAP machine. Nobody gets denied those. Sometimes there's a delay when they getting it. They might want you to use theirs and not the one you brought. But normally, you bring it with you. They'll take it apart or X-ray it or something and give it to you that day. Normally, and assign you a bunk that has a outlet. But yeah, they don't want any lawsuits. What do you say, John, on the CPAPs?
Yeah, I brought mine with me, and I also brought that's actually my comment there. I brought an extra pair of glasses because I had dark glasses and I had
That's your comment.
regular inside glasses, and they let me they let me bring both in.
Okay.
So
you
no sneakers though. They didn't let me have my sneakers.
You know what? Mine did, and
What
I
was
didn't know that. I said you're writing your own comments now while you're on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I can multitask.
That's triple dipping. No, just and answering it too. No.
Hey, I can't get the I can't get the echo off, but I can definitely answer comments while I'm watching.
What? No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
well,
so yeah.
Do you email yourself and then
What else
answer
here?
your email?
No, I haven't done that yet.
How about text yourself and then text yourself back? And somebody's going, "What are you doing on your phone?" I'm texting myself back and forth. I've tried that one, but I'm good at now.
Having a full conversation. Yeah, having a full conversation.
Well, hold on. I got somebody on the other line. They're all in my head, but they're still. Shut up, guys. They're all fighting upstairs in my head. Hey, John Carlisle. I was wondering when you guys meet. Or is there like every Thursday, or what's the deal?
Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna check that out. It looks like it's a pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Kate. About the shoes.
Yeah, no, you can bring my shoes in.
I didn't know you could bring them or not, but I happen to have these cheap Walmart shoes on, and the guy goes, "Oh yeah, you keep those shoes." And I go, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, I just gotta see them." And he takes them and he barely taps them. I'm like, "Can I go outside real quick and like fill them with dope and come back in?" Like, had I known, But as long as there's no name brands on them,
they wouldn't let me. Yeah, I think the rule's under $100, right?
Yeah, anything under, but it's anything valued under $100. But how do they appraise it? It's up to the correctional officer himself. So I had a cross, in there, but it was on. It wasn't made of gold. And you can bring your wedding band valued under $100. But if you get a correctional officer that he don't know the value of anything, right? He goes, "Oh, that's not worth $500. He can't bring it in there." I bought it for $20 at a flea market. So it's going to be it's their final say. So if it looks like it's worth a lot of money, probably don't bring it. Okay,
Right, exactly. Don't bring your Jordans in, or anything like that either.
Yeah, you can buy them. You can buy them off. You can buy them from the prices will set you up $200 for a good pair in a camp.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what's funny, Sean? So the sneakers that I surrendered in, they took from me, and then they sold me a brand new pair of the same exact sneaker on commissary.
That's a personal call, and next time I'll use a different Google voice. I'm sorry. So the sneakers you brought in.
So the sneakers I brought in, they took from me because I wasn't allowed to take them in, and then the commissary sold the exact same sneaker that they took from me. So I had to rebuy them inside.
Wow. Hey, you're on the show. I got to hung up. You're live on YouTube on Federal Prison Talk. Say hello to the world. Yeah, this is a guy that I've known 3 years before prison and after, and he just moved to my town now. I got him over. I told him to come on over here. Did I ruin your life yet or what? That's a politician's answer if I ever heard one. I got the place to pay 3 months rent for you today, so I know that's gonna happen. I believe Carly when she says that. So yeah, but yeah, I'm doing a live broadcast. Do you want to be a guest, or do you want to call me later?
I'll call you a little later.
All right, man. All right, man. Take care. You bet. He's a Fed too, guys, but he's got a job doing computers now, and he doesn't want to come on the show anymore. But he's been on here 5 times in 3 years. But now he's got a good job, and he wants to keep his reputation. That's cool. I understand that. I still give a shit about it, though. Yeah, I just moved him over here, guys. I got all these resources, so I got him into this. He's paid $765 a month. He wanted the studio. I said, go for the 1-bedroom, but utilities included with a pool in a good neighborhood. That's Albuquerque, man. I'm telling you, man. And now I got a place today. They just paid 3 months rent for him ahead of time. And then I hooked him up with Best Chance New Mexico. Some guys I know that did prison time over there. They just hooked him up with his driver's license, all that stuff. Man, you get out of prison, you come to Albuquerque. I will get you started in life, man. That's what I do. That's why I haven't done all these YouTube channels. I'm actually doing real shit.
Sean, I just sent you something on your
phone. Okay. I'm talking 41 to 51 months on a meth case. And that, no. Okay, I did 52 months, and I got out of there in 26 months, and that was before they had the first step down. You can get out in 2 years if you take every possible program, and and if you don't know what all that is, you can watch all 462 of my videos, or just give me a call.
Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah. Okay. Brian, I'll send you. Brian wants to come on. I'm gonna send him the StreamYard link. 1 second. Yeah, you don't mind if Brian comes on here? The guy that's been in the chat room. Is that cool with you?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 second here. There we go. And, but go on. I didn't mean to interrupt. I mean, I do that too much. What were you saying now about?
I was actually.
We were talking about people. What did I just say? Lemonade is $2 a gallon on Mars. What did I say? I lost it, man.
Grapefruits. We're going to talk about grapefruits.
Yeah. Well, I know I was talking. Jonathan just called me. He's been on the show a few times. He's got a life now, and he moved here anyway. No, he was in L.A. He got out probation, went to L.A. and found out it's like $5,000 a month rent for what he's paying $700 a month here for. Just couldn't make it, man. He's trying to stay at youth hospitals and save up enough. You would need $10,000 to move in an apartment in San Francisco or LA, where I came from. You need about $10,000 just to move in, and you got to make like 3 times the rent on your pay, and good credit. And you've been in prison, just buy, forget about it, So, Brian, I just put the link on the last comment in on the channel there. But I don't know how to transfer that on the phone. Just click the link there, and that should bring you right on. Okay? And let me see. I'll text him back. I don't know if I'm multi-doing things. John, I just put the link on the show on the last comment. I don't know how to put it on a cell phone. I can figure it out, but I'm doing a broadcast right now. That's too much thinking. And John, help me out here. Can I breathe? I'm multi-talking, multi-thinking, and multitasking. That's multi-eating, right? Crazy.
Oh, you just sent that text to me, Sean.
Oh, shit. That's the wrong one. Damn it.
I actually had sent you a text prior to that, so.
Okay. Too much technology. TMT. You remember what happened in the days where,
I don't know.
You got a phone with a wire, and that's where you stand there and you can't really go past 10 feet unless you get 100-foot cord and 8 tracks and, disco.
Yeah, I had one of those cords that they were retractable. Remember those, the retractable cords?
Oh, yeah, that came out in the 80s, I think. Huh. There was a time when, like, a teenager had their own phone in their room. Ooh, remember that? now 6-year-old kids have a cell phone. What the hell happened, man? You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Sean, I see you put the comment underneath for the streamer. You sent me another email. But this is kind of, hey, Bulldog, can you take over the show for a few minutes? Can you just take over?
What was that?
Can you take over for a minute?
Take over?
I got to go.
Yeah, sure.
I need a mental minute. I'll be right back.
Sure, no problem. So, I guess I can get back into what I was talking about earlier with the whole, preparation and all that stuff. Looks like, let's see here. Yeah, I think you have to get it by your email, John. I'm not sure exactly how it's working. I'm kind of new to this whole scenario myself. So, Sean will have to figure that one out on his end.
Oh, wait, I hear my team. There we go.
Hey, guys. How you guys
What's
doing?
up? Hey, thanks for coming on, man. I'm sorry I wasn't fast enough to keep up with all this.
No problem. So yeah, you were saying about what my attorneys and things are doing. I just wanted to let you know I did get from Candy's cardiologist some letters, and the attorneys think that it's going to change things quite a bit. We also found out that the ASA really isn't interested in the case at all, and is pretty much willing to go with anything. So it's changing as we dynamically go through it.
Okay.
So, and the biggest thing here is this is actually a COVID-related case. We opened up our store, as you know, in August of 2019, and in 2020, of course, February, everything stopped, and that's when 3 of my 22 investors got pissed off. I only have 3 people that are pissed off, and that's what's causing most of the delay. Is just those 3 people. One of those 3 people, we did through the attorneys prove that he's not a reliable source. He claimed that nothing was done in the building, yet we have video of him working in the building, and the attorneys have to throw out everything he did.
Well, that's good. I don't know if they know your background story, John, but you want to tell them about the B&B and all that stuff?
Yeah. We so what we did, and just so you get an idea with the 7 people that are in here, Sean and I did this talk, and I don't think very many people came on, but I'm up in Alaska. We were in the process of doing a bud and breakfast. We were going to be the first place, as they opened up and allowed on-site consumption, to have a place for people to stay. We were going to do outside yurts in an area with absolutely no light pollution, so people can see the northern lights. Have a place to stay, just a very small 5 rooms, 24-foot diameter yurt. And we had built out a building that used to be a roadhouse and had 9 rooms upstairs. We converted those 9 rooms to grow. And then we converted the downstairs into retail establishments with a CBD store, pipe store, a store that had gifts and things in it. And we had a little cafe. And then, of course, the dispensary. We applied for the licenses in 2018, the end of 2019. And it took us 2 years to build out the building when we first bought it in 2017. And we had to take it down the whole way to the studs and rebuild it. Nothing met code, nothing. I made the mistake of taking one outlet off the wall, finding cloth cover 14 gauge wire in the walls. We had to rip all the electric out, all of the insulation out, everything, and start over from scratch. When we did that, we figured out that the building was also leaning 7 inches to the outside towards the river. So we had to jack up this 2-story building, put in support beams, and start over again. It ended up being a very costly renovation where we saved the building. And it was interesting that it was going to be the first place as people drove in from Canada. So as they drove into the Alaska Highway, it was the first place they were going to come to. And
it was titled Bud and Breakfast, right?
Correct.
Or
We're going to do. Yep.
Get it?
Yeah, and that's. Yep. And I actually joined forces with somebody that had a sushi restaurant. He was bringing the sushi restaurant in. We had a full commercial kitchen. We do have a full commercial kitchen in the building. Yeah, we had the idea of doing infusion as well. So people could go have a menu given to them, and they go over to the dispensary and buy the extracts and give it to the chef to put in their food. We were going to do the whole 9 yards. It was going to be, completely built out that way. And unfortunately, as everyone knows, beginning of 2020, COVID hit, and we went downhill fast.
Yeah. Not to sidetrack, but John, your last question. What was that? About the meth? Where did it go? The thing about the meth. Who wrote that? Did you write that? They hate meth. He's going to get a bigger number. Where did that go?
Correct. I did that. I wrote that. And John, yeah. I hate to tell you, John, they absolutely hate meth. They absolutely hate it. Every judge. They did until fentanyl took the #1 position now. So they might not be as bad. Fentanyl's pissing them off now. Well, that's true. But
I had a meth case.
Good.
And you had a meth case, and
no, I was just saying I had a meth case, so
right. And
I'm a little versed in that.
How do you think? Were they harsh on you or light on you?
I think they were light on me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they're not, meth is not the #1 enemy right now. It might be #3 even, because Trank and blues and fentanyl, they're all. Some congressman's kid came home on that blues one day. Now they're pissed off. That's kind of how it worked. It was OxyContin 10 years ago. Remember? Before that, and then it was crack. There's always that #1 drug they're focusing on, and LSD. You get caught with that now, you don't really care. There was a time, and but that was you're killing the world. So, but.
I met guys that were doing 20 years for marijuana.
Yeah, and there's that, and the feds hate that it's legal in certain states. Alaska, we won't say nothing, but you know what I mean? Because they can't control it. So why don't they just let it go and make it federally, nationally legal? It'll happen one day. When do you think?
There's a bill in Congress. There's a bill in Congress right now to legalize it federally.
Federal.
It's just waiting. Yeah, federal legalization.
Mexico and Canada already did it. In both countries, nationally, federally legal. We're right in the middle. So half the states got it at least medically or something now. They got to cave in pretty soon, I would think. Texas.
Well, they're going to rescheduule it. They're going to reschedule it in the next couple months, from what I understand.
Country before that happens, but
That's correct. They are rescheduling it. And then the other thing that they're rescheduling is mushrooms. The shrooms are coming out to reschedule as well.
Psilocybin.
Yep, psilocybin.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's next, I believe.
Yeah, and then the one that they're trying to control now is kratom, and they're trying to the kratom trade. Congress has also got bills in there to legalize kratom. There's a big push for that.
What is that one? What's the other name for it? I don't know that one.
There is no other name for it. Kratom is a plant. It's a leaf that's ground up over in Indonesia, and it's actually a really good pain reliever. You just have to take a lot of it. It's legal. It's very. A lot of times they make it in tea, or they'll use lemon to extract it because it doesn't break down in anything but a natural acid like lemon.
Is that the one they're selling at the truck stops? I heard something on the news. Okay, I did hear about it. Yeah. Yeah,
correct. And that's one that a lot of people are trying to get through. There's a big following for it right now in Congress. It's like I think they had 4 million signatures on the last bill to legalize.
Wow.
And that's just because there's 2 states, Washington and Utah, that have made it illegal. And that's the only 2 states that have made it illegal. I don't know why Washington did it, because they legalized mushrooms.
Seattle, Washington, where they have all the peaceful protests and all that. Really?
Correct. They did, and they legalized mushrooms. They actually are selling mushrooms in the dispensaries. So it's really weird why they would do that to kratom. And the only reason I can think about it is because of how easily it gets shipped in, and there's no way to tax it. So
It's a money thing. Yeah, it's the money. It usually comes down to money, or like I said, the congressman's son came home hooked on it. So watch out.
yeah, yeah, and it's you don't. I've tried it a couple times, and it's really hard on your digestive tract if you're taking any capsules. If you take a lot of it, like 2,500 milligrams or more. But it does require at least, like if you had a Percocet 5, it would take about 2,500 milligrams to equal one Percocet 5.
Percocet. I know. I only have Percocet 4. I'm not up that level. I didn't know they had a number. I've heard of Percocet. Percocet 5.
5 milligrams. 5 milligrams.
Oh,
John,
oh,
5 milligrams.
Oh, not like 5.0. I'm thinking Percocet 5.0 available now at your Walmart.
I wish. But no, yeah, it's kind of funny, being in the industry, because I saw that in CBD, and now CBD legal too, is legal in all 50 states. So places like Texas had to get rid of the I smell marijuana as a precursor to be able to search your car, because CBD is legal in Texas. They have farmers that were farming. You have farmers that are farming cotton that are farming CBD, farming hemp, and that's that they legalized back, and it had to go back through. I did a talk down there in 2018, no 2019. It was 2019, and right after I was with the agriculture department in Texas, the next day they announced that the smell was no longer going to be a precursor for a stop.
You know what they're doing here in Albuquerque? For intent to search your car. If you have a coloring book or crayons in your car, apparently that's a profile for people on fentanyl, because they like the color.
Really?
They'll search your whole car. That's my children. That's my kids' color. They don't care. That's all they need to see a crayon on the ground or a coloring book or something that you could color and trace. They're using that. So they'll always find a way. Is my point. To search your car. You could have a dirty windshield, so you have impaired vision, and now you are a threat to the population driving with that dirty windshield, because they use this one on me once, and then they got to search the whole car. A little white speck on the ground. Oh, that could be cracked. Get out of the car, sir. It was just a piece of wax. Here you go. That's the one I paid $20 for. That piece of wax back in the 90s. But no, they'll find a way to search.
Down there, how to crack windshield is an automatic precursor. Will they give you a ticket? Up here, I dare you to find a car without a chip or a crack in the windshield. Every car up here, every car, just because of the gravel, has chipped and broken windshields. It's really funny state to state how that happens. Up here, I mean, we even have permanent tags up here. I don't know if you guys do down there, but once your car is 5 years or older here, you have a permanent tag. You never pay registration again.
Wow.
It's this is one of the only states too where there's no property tax in certain parts of the state. So unfortunately, not where my store was, but where I live, there's no property tax. But
Brian, I do hate to cut you off, man, but I do got to get going. Somebody's waiting on me, and I know John doesn't have a lot of time. So how about you guys 2 minutes each, and last words, last advice. So I'm really sorry, Brian, but we've been over an hour, and somebody's waiting. It's a girl. She's waiting on me, and I gotta go. I'm gonna put the principles P before what is it? Bros before hoes. Well, not today. So guys,
we won't tell her that you said that, and next time you go live, let me know ahead of time, and I'll come on at the beginning.
Okay.
But yeah, whatever you guys are, the biggest thing I can say on pretrial for the last year is that the hurry up and wait thing is the hardest thing that I can come up with. And every time I try to push the attorneys forward, even though they're supposed to be working for me, I get pushed back. And they always have another case working, and they always want to do something with it. So just sit back, guys, and try to do what you can do. I would say still push your attorneys, push the facts, push the narratives, and definitely get more things to move forward, and it'll help you out in the long run.
Yeah, remember, they work for you. Even if the government's paying, they're still you are their boss, and it's the most important day of your life ever. So, don't make them work. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that 100%. I guess the biggest message for me is, is advocate for yourself, do the research, make phone calls, make sure your attorney gives you the opportunity to speak at sentencing. I think that's one of the most important things, is to make sure it's your last chance to say everything that you could possibly say to help yourself out. And then, moving forward from there, make sure you do the work that you say you're going to do.
Hey guys,
think
tomorrow
that's pretty
I think Katie's ready to do a show. If you've ever wondered what all the people that they call illegals that come to this country and everything that goes with it and the people involved in it, are they friend or foe or the enemy, are they good or they bad? We'll find out all tomorrow, right, Katie? You got to hear this because it's my whole opinion, mind, and everything I knew about people coming into this country is completely changed. In a good way. The people that are trying to come in here, that pay to come in here, I think those are the people you would like here. They had money to come here, they're ready to work, and they got family values and all that. And the ones that are bringing, escorted here to get signed up for free programs, we'll find out more tomorrow. But I just want to throw that out. But go on, guys. Last word each. And, thanks again. Or we done?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got, Sean.
I know I said a mouthful. Tomorrow, talking about immigration tomorrow. Somebody involved who's going to probably go to prison over it. Katie will be here. Thanks, Katie. She's done good things, if you ask me. Open my mind up. But John, Brian, guys, sorry I got to get going.
No, that's all right. Sean, thanks for the opportunity to come on, man, and I'll be in touch with you. I guess maybe we'll do this again next week.
Yeah. 2 Wednesdays in a row. We want to do it. What how they have like I don't know something Wednesdays. Anyways, hopefully every Wednesday. I'm another brain freeze. All right, guys. Oh, Leslie, we're kind of ending the show, but come back tomorrow, please. You're gonna hear about immigration. Okay, and she hit the.
Yep, Sean. Sean and John, if you guys want to make it a Wednesday thing, I'm open. If you want to talk,
I'm free. John, how do you feel? Or is it a one man show? Start your own channel then. No, how do you feel, John?
No, I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool.
I don't mind collaborating.
Okay.
Yeah, the more brains together, the better.
I start my new job for the city of Albuquerque next week, so my schedule will be off work at 4. I'm gonna be working. I'm a government employee now with all my felonies, and that's why they wanted me. Yeah, that's another day. But so I'll be off work at 4. I could do 6 or 7 or 8 o'clock on Wednesdays. But what works for you guys?
Okay.
Fine with me. I'm 2 hours behind you anyway. So
yeah.
Have a good night.
Me as well. So,
guys.
You too. Talk to you soon.
I do love you guys for being the person you are today. Okay, you guys have come a long way. All right, bye.
Yeah, have a good night.